Let's just talk about tonight's game. You talked about balance, the first 7 games of the year, and you really had that tonight. Just talk about how that worked for you in the passing, and then the running game came around too.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I think all season long we've had great balance. Really made an emphasis of it, really stuck with it, And, I mean, balance doesn't mean that you're going to rush for 150 or 200 yards every week. You certainly would aspire to that, but, that's it's a lofty goal, Now, listen, we have high expectations for ourselves, and I think what we strive for is efficiency. Efficiency within the balance. And, I mean, tonight, 620 yards of total offense. I mean, 40 minutes, time of possession, it seemed like everything was clicking, and in large part that was those big guys up front. You just had Streif up here. I mean, those guys have put together a lot of great performances tonight, certainly one of their best. And they rose to the challenge, Coming off last week, they were getting a lot of criticism, unfairly in my opinion. But after you get a tough loss, I think there's criticism goes around, And I mean, they're a group that nobody works harder than those guys. Nobody takes more pride in their craft than those guys, and they work so well together. And man, they came out today and really handled a formidable pass rush extremely well, and pounded them with the run game. And Mark Ingram had a huge night. Pierre had a huge night. Sproles had a huge night. I mean, all our backs. So happy for all those guys.
It was kind of you mentioned at the end there, the band was back together tonight. Sprole's back after the last game, and you have Mark Ingram, Colston catching his first touchdown pass since week 1. Would you say this is the best offensive effort of the year?
I mean, thus far, I'd say yes. It's going to be hard to match tonight's efficiency. I mean, it was like 8 yards of play. I mean, that doesn't happen all that often. But still, efficiency is a very complementary game, run to pass, taking care of the football, converting third downs, red zone efficiency, playing the complementary game with your defense. Your defense was lights out tonight, gave us plenty of opportunities offensively. That's winning football.
You've been in rhythms before, 19 straight completions, tying your club record that you set in 2009 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Talk about your rhythm tonight, especially when you had 19 straight there.
Well, you're thinking about the couple that you should have had that maybe got away.
Heard that before.
Balls, and there was some other stuff. But, I mean, listen, I'm not going to complain. Guys just did their job tonight, I know the type of playmakers that we have, on the back end with our receivers and certainly our running backs, and just try to get the ball in their hands with a little room to run and let them make it happen.
You mentioned Mark Ingram, a guy that was getting himself pumped up. I know he had the drop early, but really rebounded from that after some tough plays. Talk about, you know him well. You know all the expectations that come with being a first-round pick that he's had to go through. How good is it to see him have a night like this?
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, he's traveled a tough road just in regards to kind of being banged up at times and in and out of the lineup. But man, every time you give him an opportunity, I feel like he makes the most of it, But yet to have a game where you just feel like, man, everything's clicking, And he was certainly running like a man on a mission tonight, and almost had to calm him down at times just because he was so locked in. But I think that this is what we see every day in practice, and whenever he's healthy, and I really think it's just a matter of opportunities now for Mark, just like it is for Pierre and Sproles, and continue to find ways to balance that out. And listen, each game and game plan is a little different depending on how deep team's playing you. And there's going to be days where it's Sproles has big games, Pierre has big games, Mark has big games, and I think that's what we love about our stable of backs.
You had 39 first downs, and some teams in the NFL have had 39 first downs, and you had a 4th down late in the game, and you go for it, and you make it, and I saw the grin on you and Sean Payton's face on the sideline. Kind of take me through the decision to go for it and to accomplish something no offense has ever accomplished in NFL history.
Yeah. Records are fun, especially on nights like this where you win in the manner that we did. But I think we all kind of knew it. Somebody came and told me, right, as Luke McCown was going out there to start handing it off, and so I kind of nudged Sean on set, after we got 8 yards on first, 2nd, and 2, and I said, hey, we get a first down here, we set an NFL record. And it didn't change the play call or anything. We were just run it. But then it's 4th down, and we were going to go for it anyway, just because we knew, we get the game, we can go get the first down, we go down on a knee, and game's over. Otherwise, we give it back to them. They're probably going to go on a knee, game's over. So either way, the game's going to be over after this snap. And so let's just run it. But, I mean, to get 5-6 yards on 4th and, 5 or 6, when everybody in the building knows you're going to run, they know you're going to run. And to get it, I mean, that's a testament to the guys up front.
All right, last question. Let's kind of bring this full circle. It's the Ring of Honor tonight. Archie Manning, a guy you know and respect very well, is one of the honorees. I asked him before the game, how would you be in a Sean Payton offense? And he told me, you know what, I wouldn't be as good as Drew. I'd be throwing, I guess, ducks to Jimmy Graham, but I would feed Sproles early and often. I would wear him down. I love that guy. When you hear that from Archie Manning, you have 3 sons like he does, the parallels, we could just keep going on. Just tell me the respect you have, and I don't know if you've heard him talk about being that kind of offense, but just your reflections of his being honored tonight and the relationship you have with him.
Yeah, well, Archie and Olivia both have been so welcoming to Brittany and I ever since we first arrived here in New Orleans. Reaching out to us all the time, especially in that first year, just asking if we needed anything or just anything. So they've been extremely gracious, and we appreciate them very much for that. You know, obviously when you think about the faces of this organization through history, he is certainly one of them. And it's a reason why he was in the inaugural class for the Ring of Honor. Archie Manning, Willie Roaf, Ricky Jackson. You can't think of 3 better guys, more deserving guys to go into the Ring of Honor. And I think it's a great legacy and tradition that maybe a lot of people didn't know we had, or I think it's about time that we did something like this, you know, in order to honor those guys, and obviously there'll be more to come. You know, after seeing the Book of Manning, there was a lot of footage in there that I hadn't seen before, certainly of Archie as a player, both in college and the NFL, and man, I was so impressed at just what a great athlete he was, what a tough football player he was.
Pretty good mobility too, huh?
So well respected, yes, and you know, then you match that with everything he's been as a father and a guy in the community, and they just don't make him any better than Archie. And you know, it's an honor to be able to put on the same uniform that he did, play the same position he did for this team, this town, and you know, you try to just kind of continue that legacy.
All right, Drew, there's no doubt who the next quarterback for the Saints will be in that Ring of Honor is Drew Brees. And Drew, I appreciate your time. A fantastic game tonight.
Thank you.